I'm sure you noticed that my sermon on April 21st, related to Gideon's transformation, lacked an ending. The reason was I had difficulties being able to see the clock and I missed the end timing for the sermon. And so as a result, the music team came up and I thought, oh dear, I need to stop there so I don't extend the time. As a result, I didn't complete what I needed to tell you. I told you that Gideon's transformation was probably the most dramatic of all name changes in Scripture. He went from shattered into little pieces into becoming a mighty warrior. But the other thing I said was that his transformation was a quick one. What I'd like to have finished with was letting you know that our transformation is dependent upon our responsiveness to the things that God tells us to do. And Gideon is a classic example. If you think about the process of Israel's journey from Sinai to Kadesh Barnea in the desert of Paran, in other words, a place where God wanted to endow them with glory. They went from the mountain of glory to the place where God wanted his glory to dwell within them. They took 40 years for that journey to take place. The interesting thing about it is if you look at Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 2, it tells us that normally the journey from Mount Sinai to Kadesh Barnea in the desert of Paran took 11 days. 11 days. They took 40 years to do a journey of 11 days. And the reason was, of course, they went round and round and round because they were not responsive to God's commands immediately. And their delayed obedience was actually disobedience. So as a result, a short journey took a long time. Gideon is a great example of how short the process of transformation can be if we will only be responsive at the time that God asks us. The second thing that I need to tell you is one way that we can fulfill God's purposes in us is to remember the things that he's done for us. You know from what I shared with you in the sermon that Gideon asked for a sign twice and then repeated his sign for the fleece once one direction and then he reversed it simply because he realized he wasn't asking something that was hard, it was something that normally happened. In that process, he asked twice. God gave him 7 signs, 7 answers, 7 revelations of God's purpose for him. What are we supposed to do with that? We're supposed to, like Joshua and like Jeremiah 31:31, we should set up monument stones. We should set up signposts to the things that God has done for us. Why? So we can remind ourselves of what God has done. And also in Joshua, Joshua chapter 4, verses 5 to 7, remind our family, tell our children, tell our grandchildren the things that God has done. As we do that, we cement God's process inside of us, and we help ourselves and we help others. There you have a fitting end to the story, to the transformation of Gideon. I'm happy now that I've finished the story for you.